Today's craft is going to be a Bible tassel. You can make these as big or small as you'd like, but you can see one here in my Bible. And you just stick it at the top and then the bottom sticks out and you've got a bead to hold your place. You can make this in a variety of ways, but I'm going to show you what I have made on this example, and then I'll give you some different options. As you can see, our theme is grit and grace this year, and unfortunately our G beads did not come in, so we have grit and race today, but you will have grit and grace in your bag. The first thing you're going to do is pull out your 42-inch cotton string, and you are going to lay that in front of you vertically. You have scissors and rulers at your table, so if you don't know the length, but this will be the longest string that you have. Secondly, we're going to get out our 18-inch length of cotton string. And in front of you, you're going to grab one of your small wooden beads. You'll have 5 of these in your pack, and then you'll have 9 letter beads spelling grit and grace, and you will have 3 of these larger wooden beads. So we're going to pick whatever color you want on your small bead. You will also find a piece of fishing line, and we are going to use this as our needle. So first you're going to take your 18-inch length of string, and you may want to get a close-up on this, but we're going to do a regular, just like you're tying your shoe. But then we're going to take this end and we're going to go in 2 more times. 1, 2. Okay, hold the end and work this way down. And this makes a nice big knot for you. As you can see, keeps those beads from going through. Okay, then you're going to open this up, put your cotton string right there, and you're just going to do that. It's hard to see the fishing line, but this is in a V and then this is in a V hanging on the bottom. You will string your beads onto the fishing line. Your first bead that you're going to put on is this little blue and white porcelain bead, which I do not have to put onto this specific one, but that's what you'll put on first. So your blue and white porcelain bead, and then you're going to string on your letters. So we want these to hang upside down. When they're on the tassel. So we'll do T, I, R, and you make sure they're facing all the same way. And then you'll put your G on. And then top that off with one of your small wood beads. So that's the grit part, and then we will put on the grace part. So it will first be a bead, a small bead, and then we will put on grace. And we're working backwards. So first you'll put on your G, then your R, A, C, E. Make sure they're all facing the same way. Okay, now that those are on there, remove your fishing line and put that aside. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're just going to do another regular old knot. Not even a knot, just one loop, and then you'll go back 2 more times. Just wrapping it around. That's what that'll look like. And then we're going to push this down toward the end. So when this is hanging, one side will say grit and one side will say grace. So that will be hanging. Now you put your long string in front of you vertically. You're going to lay this horizontally and center it up so that these are perpendicular. Okay, your first round of strings we're going to lay out, and you want your yarns to be toward the bottom. You have 6 of these blue and green chenille yarns. We're going to put those down. Then we're going to put our 6 cream colored yarns, and you're just putting these all evenly on here and making sure this string is still perpendicular. Now get your oatmeal colored string, and we're going to put that down, your yarn. Okay, now we will get our 4 organza, sheer organza, light blue ribbons and put those down. Our 4 white organza ribbons, the sheer. Next, we will put down our white pom-pom. There's one of those. You have 3 lace, so we'll put the lace down. And whatever ribbons you kind of want to showcase on the top, save those for the top. So we'll put our blue satin ribbon down next, and you can really do this in any order. Here's the green velvet. You'll have blue and green gingham. And actually, if you want to put your grit and grace on the top, you can. It'll hang down and you'll see it any way you do it, but we're doing that. Now you do have a 24-inch length of the blue organza ribbon, and you can center that in. This is for the bow at the top, if you would like to do that. You can put it in and try it. If you don't like it, there's another option that we'll explore at the end. But for this demonstration, we are going to put this in here. We're going to center that. Okay, I'm going to bring this up, this middle string. We're making it even, and we're going to hold the middle here. And we're just kind of centering this. Make sure it's centered in between your ribbons. Take both sides, and we're just going to do a traditional knot. Do it real carefully the first go. And at this point, you can kind of hold it up and see if you like the arrangement. It's easier to adjust at this point. So we're holding it up. I like it. I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to pull it very tight, and then I'm going to do another, just a traditional knot on here. And before I cinch it all the way down, I'm going to go real slow. I'm going to put my finger in there, and I'm going to cinch it, and then I'm going to pull my finger out. And that's our beginning right here. So then you're going to do grab both ends, and you're just going to tie this and grab it through, pull your string through, and make sure that knot's down at the top of your tassel. Okay, at this point, we're going to get our fishing line back in again, and you have 3 small beads left and 3 large beads left. So whatever order you'd like to do, you can do a few at the top here and then a few at the end of your tassel. So once again, we're going to put your string in the middle of that fishing line and use the fishing line to bead. I'm going to do a large and a small and another large on the end here. The hole on the smaller beads is a little bit tight to get through all this string, but it'll go. Okay, I've got those on there. I'm going to do another knot. And then this part, You're going to want to measure your Bible. So take your Bible, and mine is 10 inches. So at this point, I'm going to have just enough to do my ending. But this is a pretty large Bible. Many are much smaller. So if you want to do that, and then you stick your last couple beads on. All right, once you have those on there, just do a final knot at the end. Just pull it down to the very end. That way you've got lots of room. And then those can just kind of hang loose. And there you have that. Now at this point, we've got our 2 long organza ends here. We're going to pull those to where they're even. This was your 24-inch length of your organza ribbon to do the bow. So you're just going to do a traditional bow. Pull it tight. And there you have it. Now, if you're not a fan of the bow, you don't have to do that. And you're going to get this last bit of cotton string that you have, put it horizontally across you, and then put a regular knot just like we did earlier. And you're going to make like a head for the tassel. And you can just do a knot. You could wrap it around several times if you want, but this is just another example. So you can do that with the bow on the top if you'd like, or you can just do it like this. And then after you do your knot, just trim your cotton string. But that's it. Now we did a kind of a neutral palette along with some blues and greens, but we have a ribbon bar at the back of the sanctuary that has all kinds of lengths of ribbon cut into 12-inch lengths so that you can pick out your own color scheme if you want to add to this, or if you want to trade out ribbons, that's fine too. And there's probably enough here to make 2 small tassels if you'd like that as well. So we have extra cotton string. We don't have a whole lot of extra beads, but make yours, and then if you feel like you have extra to make one for a friend and there's some extra string in the back, feel free. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you.